Blood is thicker than water is so common that the expression is often used to describe someone that could never betray you. It is quite literally one of the most famous expressions in the world. But what does it really mean when people say blood is thicker than water? Given its popularity, is anyone actually exploring it in a fresh way within stories? What if there was a story that showcased the value in camaraderie as much as family? A piece of fiction capable of embracing the right tropes. One that's built around such unity that the moments of triumph hit that much harder. Welcome to another Kingdom video. My name is Miken, and today we're talking about how blood is not always thicker than water. To begin with, the best way to unpack this concept is to explore one of the most well-written characters in the story, Kyoukai, or more specifically, her status as part of the Shiyu clan. What used to be a clan of priestesses using the sword as a divine instrument to revere the heavens quickly turned into a blood-stained civilization. How did priestesses turn into such monsters? There was only one reason. This way of life was simply the law. Anyone could see how such ambiguity would be problematic down the line. From a younger age, Kyoukai was subject to constant assassination missions, dedicating herself to the Shiyu's one goal, to become worthy of inheriting the sole Shiyu title in the outside world. The tradition was this: every time the current Shiyu disappeared, the clan would begin the selection process for a successor. This involved sending 2 candidates from each tribe, who would then take part in a battle royale of sorts to the death until only one person was standing, the sole Shiyu. To be part of the Shiyu clan was to accept this destiny, the inevitable fate that life only lasted until the eventual next ritual, or in other words, next selection process. After all, this is simply the law. Even when Kyoukai was talking to her sister Kyosho about wanting her to be the one to survive the ritual, and her sister wanted the opposite, Kyoukai acknowledged that there could only be one survivor because it is simply the law. There is such a false sense of security and peace just because she was taught this by her supposedly sweet grandmother. Fast forward to the day of the ritual, and somehow Kyoukai overslept and missed it. Turns out her sister put incense next to her while she was sleeping. This is the first layer of Kyoukai's tragic origin story, not even getting a chance to see her sister one last time. When Kyoukai arrived on the scene, she frantically looked for her sister to no avail. Letting a smile slip, she thought her sister must have survived. Wrong. There she was, not her lifeless body, but her severed head. She held what was left of her sister and screamed in agony. To Kyoukai, this outcome was inconceivable. Her sister was far and beyond better than every other candidate present, which is why it is no surprise when her grandmother said that her sister was jumped by everybody else, and that was how she was defeated. But why? It is forbidden to work together. It is the law. This is the second layer of Kyoukai's tragic origin story. Come to find out, every tribe elder not only consented to her sister's murder, but Kyoukai's absence. What happened to the law being absolute? How could our own blood do this to my sister and I? This is the third and final layer of Kyoukai's tragic origin story. To top it all off, one of the elders had the audacity to ask Kyoukai to slay herself because the victor was already decided, and it is simply the law. How rich! Kyoukai said it best: what hypocrites! What happened to blood is thicker than water? There is so much nuance in her tragic origin story. Was the worst part that the law she came to know her entire life was so flimsy, leading to her sister being killed in the most underhanded way? Was it the victorious Shiyu who not only claimed the title but went unpunished? Or was it that she wasn't able to be with her sister when she died, and their own so-called blood of all people betrayed them? It sucks because while there's someone like Kyosho who was family that she loves dearly, there's someone like her grandmother who is also family that she clearly will resent forever. This situation shows that blood isn't always thicker than water, and that the actual experiences matter more than the relationship alone. Speaking of actual experiences, as she continues to fight battle after battle with the Hi Shin Unit, Kyoukai finds herself at home with them. An interesting thing that Hara does during Sanyo is having 2 sides of her clash with one another. First of all, most of us know what survivor's guilt is. If not, to put it simply, it is a terrible feeling after having experienced something traumatic, especially when other people did not survive. Kyoukai is the embodiment of this concept, and her experiences with the Hi Shin Unit show how it can be overcome, how blood is not always thicker than water. While Shin is fighting Rinko, Kyoukai and her injured troops are ambushed. Her first thought naturally is that her dying here means she won't be able to get revenge for her sister. That's survivor's guilt. But surely enough, her love for the Hi Shin Unit and her role as lieutenant is starting to eclipse this guilt. Shin said it himself: Kyoukai has no glorious dream. She's empty. Her sister was killed, and in her eyes, she should have been the one who died. For someone like her, who grew up thinking life stopped with the law to begin changing, is insane. And it's because the Hi Shin Unit is somewhere she is able to return to after fulfilling her revenge. A place that she can see by looking beyond her revenge. Maybe. Just maybe. What she was born into is in the end. Blood is in everything. It is not as though she is projecting all her hurt onto the battlefield. Rather, she found a place where everyone genuinely cares for her deeply, as a precious comrade. It doesn't mean that she doesn't love her sister. It just means that the same value found in family can be found in camaraderie. It's now the end of the Sanyo campaign, and Kyoukai is about to set off. She doesn't want to leave, but she can't smile or cry like ordinary people, like she did in the past. Holding her sister's head in her hands broke her. Just when we thought that was the bittersweet way she was going to leave, no, Shin was not having it. He set a little trap for her to tell her one thing: no matter where she is in the world, they will always have her back. There's no such thing as not doing something that's normal. That goes for crying or laughing. The Hi Shin Unit will support her for who she is and what she wants to do. That's so real. Fast forward to her finally getting her revenge. The Hi Shin Unit is the main reason why she was able to conquer her greatest demon. This could feel like the power of friendship, but thinking about a time in my life where it felt like nothing but darkness and the weight of the world was crushing me, it was those friends that felt like family that made me feel that camaraderie, that unity that helped me to overcome, just like Kyoukai is experiencing here. It is this unity that made Kyoukai's victory that much sweeter. It is this unity that made Kyoukai's triumph hit that much harder. 5 years of lusting for revenge, the end goal being to end it all after the fact. And now here Kyoukai stands with the biggest decision of her life. One last time, the survivor's guilt hits her like a truck before becoming survivor's hope. She's not leaving her sister behind, but rather living her life to the full, moving forward in the outside world that her sister dreamed of seeing, to live her share of life. Ladies and gentlemen, she's back. You've heard of retail therapy, you've heard of traditional therapy, but have you heard of battlefield therapy? Returning to the Hi Shin Unit after at least 2 years, everyone is overjoyed that she is back, that she's able to move together with the Hi Shin Unit. The fact that everyone is so happy after she returns really shows that unity makes those moments of triumph so much greater. Their camp explodes as soon as we hear "I'm back." Kyoukai wastes no time elevating the unit, leading from the front with confidence, slaying a 1,000-man commander and a general in her first battle back. If that wasn't battlefield therapy already, she resolves to become a general, and not only that, a great general. She's already accomplished the first level, so great general does not seem far off now. All in all, Kyoukai's character development proves that blood isn't always thicker than water. If anything, I think people can take away something from her story. There is strength in unity, finding loved ones that may not be our own blood or family that make those happy moments in our life even better. It can be those people that help us when it seems like those that aren't supposed to betray us let us down. Kyoukai really is one heck of a character, and people could also relate because of her second goal. Some of you might also want to have Shin's baby. If you made it to the end, thank you for tuning in. It would mean a lot to me if you guys left a like and a comment, share this video with a friend, and subscribe for more videos like this.